Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi Ananda, how are you today? How's everything going in your life? I hope all of you are always healthy, are good and fun and enjoy with your activity. And welcome to my class. Before we start our lesson today, let us say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Well, in the previous meeting, we have talked about a difference between poetry and poem. And for today, we will discuss about the meaning of poetry. And the meaning of poetry we can say from figurative language. While figurative language itself have so many types, there are a lot of types of figurative language. And I choose some of them for you. Now look at the types of figurative language. The first one is alliteration. Alliterations in figurative language, it means that repeating the same beginning sounds in two or more words. For example, the rain met a rocket on the roof. The rain met a rocket on the roof. The sizzling sun shone on the silky sand. So it has some sounds as it has the same sounds that we can hear from this figurative language in alliterations. The sizzling sun shone on the silky sand. So it's the sounds that's the same. Yes, repeating the sounds. Okay. Next, we come to metaphor. Metaphor is a comparison between two unrelated things. Two unrelated things. A blanket of snow covered the ground. It is two unrelated things. A rainbow of lollies flew out of the piñata. So a rainbow cannot be flew on the piñata and a blanket cannot cover the ground. But the speaker want to show that maybe at the time the blanket of snow covered the ground. It's mean the snow at the time is really tight. It seems like the blanket covered the grounds. So it is seems like that. Yes, okay. Next, let's see simile. Simile is just the same with metaphor, but in simile there is specifications. Simile has using words as or likes. So simile is also a comparison between two unrelated things, but in simile using the words as or like. For example, like his eyes were as cool as ice. The girls are like two peas in a pot. So his eyes were as cold as ice. It means that this man's eyes is so sharp and make people um, scary with the way he looks someone. So this speaker said that his eyes were as cold as ice. It means the way he looks someone. The way he look is really dangerous maybe. Okay, next is hyperbole. Hyperbole is an obvious exaggeration. Exaggeration is too much. It is not based on the real situations. She ate a mountain of food. Yes, the girl ate too much, but it is not a mountain of food. But the speaker wants to make exaggeration that she ate so many foods. Okay, and he was more powerful than the sea. The speaker thinks that this man too strong, and the speaker thinks that this man so really powerful, even than the sea. So it is exaggeration, too much. Okay, and next personification. Personification is giving a non-human objects, but it is the same but human qualities, like the wind holds in the nights. The leaves dance on the grounds because the winds blow so fast and make the leaf dance on the ground. So Maybe at the night the wind so hard and it made the branches, the leaf, and the tree move around. And the speaker said the leaf dance on the ground. It means it is like a person dance, but it is not a person actually, but it personification. The speaker thinks that the leaf like a person's, but actually the leaf is not a person. We know that, but it means the speaker want to other one when read this will think that the leaf so move quickly because the wind hold because the wind hold the leaf move quickly like dance on the ground. Okay, and next, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is also kind of figurative language with definition is words that sounds like the object or action they refers to. Words and the sound of these words like the real object. For example, like clap clap. You know clap clap? When okay, there is a clap clap. So the action is just the same, like the sound and this action is just same. Clap clap is really same with the action itself. Stomp stomped, and the crowd roared with joy. So it is the words that sound like the real object. I will give another definition about figurative language. I get another source. While for alliteration, hyperbole, metaphor, personification, simile, we have talked in the previous, and now we come to symbolism. Symbol. Symbolism comes from symbol. Here means that when something that has one meaning is used to represent something entirely different. For example, using an image. Image is a kind of like a picture of the American flag. So, for example, using an image of the American flag to represent patriotism. So, American people think that their flag is a kind of patriotism. And as Indonesian people, we also love our flag. And when we show a flag, it's also a symbol of patriotism. Yes, that is symbolism. Sometimes symbolism also used, many times symbolism used in figurative language. Like, for example, here in symbolism, the boy proudly flew his flag on the 4th of July. Or if we are Indonesian people, we said that the boy proudly flew his flag on the 17th of August. Yeah. Next, assonance. Assonance is when you repeat a vowel sounds in phrase. Repeat a vowel sound. Okay. True. I do like Sue. True and Sue is assonance. And next, a cliche. Cliche is a phrase that is repeated so often it's nearly meaningless. Try walking a mile in my shoes. It is really cliche. It's impossible, but it is really cliche. And idioms and expression used by a group of people with a meaning that can only be understood through a common usage. As Indonesian people and Minang, we also have an idiom actually. And here, an example of idioms in figurative language in English style is I'm waiting for him to kick the bucket. Maybe you can show the example of idioms in Indonesia. Okay, next we come to metonymy. Metonymy, a figurative of speech where one word is replaced with a word that's closely associated with it. For example, you might hear Washington used to refer to the U.S. government. So Washington is a small thing represent the big things US government. The political corruption in Washington is just unreal. So Washington here it is reversed to US governments. Yes, okay. And Synecdoche, because we have talked anomeribia in the previous. Next, we come to synecdoche. Synecdoche is a figure of speech using word or words to represent a whole. For example, when you reverse to credit card as a plastic. So, for example, here in synecdoche, rather than using cash, she just paid with her plastic. Plastic is a credit card, and it is a kind of synecdoche. It is imagery. Imagery is also one of figurative language type. And what is the definition of imagery? The use of vivid sensory description to create mental pictures. The room was dark, as musty, and smelled like an old shoe. So by saying this, we can imagine what is the speaker or writer's feeling about that room. It seems that the room is so ugly and is so dangerous and the smell is not good. The blueberries were as big as your thumbs and taste like shoot. We heard the horse's hoof clatter on the cobblestone streets. So we can imagine what the speaker says in our imaginations, that imagery. So, we can conclude that figurative language is a writing or speech not meant to be taken literally. Writers use figurative language to express ideas in vivid or imaginative ways. Example, the apple of my eyes, forever chasing rainbows. So, it is not like the real word itself, but it means something else. Yes? Okay, now let's come to the exercise. I want you to read this first. Look at the red one. A quick runner. James runs faster than a speeding bullet. So what is that? What does that mean? What is figurative language it is? Yes, you are right. This is hyperbole. James impossible runs like a speeding bullet. It's impossible, yes? Okay, look at the next one. Tight as fuzzy skins of peaches, white like tons of sand on beaches. So, what figurative language is this? Okay, good. You are right. It is simile. Simile because use as, sorry, and like. It is simile. Now, look at this one. We are a busy family with many things to do. Our home is always happy, but sometimes it's a zoo. What figurative language is this? Yes, it is metaphor. Comprehension, comparison between two things, but it is not related at all. Okay, and the last one. The sun is not a person, but its warmth spreads like a green. So I say the sun is smiling and the sky cheers up again. What figurative language is this? You are right, 100% personifications. Okay, now I'm sure that all of you understand and will be ready for the next midterm test. Okay, guys, that's all for today's. And please stay healthy and be careful if you want to go outside. And bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.